Good morning, everyone. Here we are, letter I today. I don't know if it's wet and miserable where you are. It is where I am. I don't know. When are we having some sunshine? Right, so today I'm going to be using a cream tile. I've got my pencil. I've also got a gel pen, one of Sandra's. I don't know if you got these or not. They did various colours, but I could only find my pink this morning. So then I've got Sanntangle Red, Light Rose, Mid Rose, got a bit of peach there, mid peach, white and brown sugar. Okay, so we'll be using those later. So I'm going to use the pencil first, and then I'm going to come in with the gel pen. You can come in with gel pen, you could come in with one of the fine liners. There's also the fine liner and brush pens there, fine liner on one end, brush pen on the other, and you've got pinks and purples and things there, or you could do it in blues. So it's up to you. There's plenty of things out there that you can use. So let's just have a look. So letter I, bit boring, isn't it? This is the one we've got here. Let's just zoom in a little bit for you. So letter I mean, you don't have to use the capital. You could use the lowercase, which is a bit more exciting. It's got a dot on the top, but that's up to you. So what are we going to do with this? So I played with all sorts of ideas. I'm going to sort of look at, you can all see, can't you? Yeah. So I'm going to sort of play with, there's the middle-ish. I'm not measuring. Life's too short. So let's move it across for you. So the letter I, I'm going to put, there's my middle. And I'm going to put my letter I there. Took a lot of effort, that, can you see? Right, so I'm now going to take my ruler and I'm going to put like a flagpole in, I think, just the other side. I don't want it too wide, just a little bit. Done it by eye, don't worry about it. Piece of paper. Okay, so I'll just put a little curve on the bottom. And on the top, I'm going to put a bubble. Now, I would just draw a bubble here, but for those of you that like things precise, I would probably come in with your ruler, the one with, we've got the ovals one, and we've got this one. I like this one, it's got the circles in. So I'm going to put a bubble on the top, but I'm going to put the flagpole through the middle, and I'm just going to curve the top of that. Okay, nothing too crazy. So we've got the letter I and we've got a flagpole, which again is like a letter I. So I'm just going to rub that middle one out because it's annoying me now. And so next I'm going to put can see that. I'm going to draw a line across the top. So I'm going to square the ruler up to the edge and go across, and then I'm going to come down half a centimetre. I just do it by eye, I don't measure things. So we're just going to go across like that. Okay, and again I'm going to round the ends. But this end, I'm going to put a curl on. Okay? Are you all with me? Can you see what I've done? Nothing too crazy. There you go. Okay. So, I'm going to come in pencil still. And what I want to do is make, you know my vine I usually do? Well, we're going to do a really loopy vine, if you like, but it's not actually going to have a leaf on. Well, it will. but you'll see. Just ignore me, I'm having a crazy day. Right, okay, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to go up and round. Now, if you can't do these loops, I know a lot of people struggle. Again, bring your ruler in and just bring it round your ruler, sort of half a circle if you like. And then we're going to take it round and behind, out the other side, round both of them, loop it back on itself. Oh, this is getting hard now. Through the middle, bring it out the other side, round again. This is proper alphabetic spaghetti, this. Okay, and then I'm going to come round again. Are we all keeping up? And then I'm going to come out and I'm going to do another loop there. So have you all got that? So we started here, we've gone round, behind, round in front, behind, round in front, behind, round in front, and the eye ends there, so we're going round to there. And what I'm going to do is double that up now. Oh, crazy woman. So here we go, going round there, and I'm going across there, and I'm stopping at the bandstand, bat and twirler, whatever you want to call it, and I'm coming round again, and we're going over the front, and I'm coming up there, and then it's going to be behind there, and then we're coming out of there, round again, and then behind there, round again, and we're doubling that up, whichever way you want to do it. There's no wrong way. So we've got a really loopy eye now, haven't we? Let me just zoom back out a bit. Don't worry about it, mine's a bit messy, but we'll pick that up when we put it in with pen. So, because we haven't got any leaves, what I want to do is I'm going to come out of here with a bit of a curved line. Nothing crazy. And if you watched Sandra yesterday on Hobby Maker, you will see that with the peacock she did these loops. So we're going to do loops and we're going to bring it down and smaller and smaller, and then over here, you see this where it crosses over here? Can you see that? I'm going to bring them out, so I'm going to take them up there, and then I'm going to come round and round and round and round like a seashell. Is everybody good with that? Down here where we've got another little gap, I'm going to go loop, loop, loop. So we're a bit swirly loopy crazy today. So I'm going to just put just a very faint line down the sides. Really just, I would probably just go for this and draw it, but I'm aware that a lot of you aren't happy to do that. So on the sides here, I'm going to attach it to this bar here with a loop, and then I'm just going to do a wiggly line, and this loop here I'm going to continue it down and do a loopy line. Okay. Now on this line, I'm going to put some beads. I'm going to just do random sizes. And at the end, I hope Chris Smart's watching this, we're going to put a zinger. We all know Chris loves a zinger. So a zinger, we do a little blob, we aura it, and then we put little hats on it. Now these take over. They're a bit addictive. They're like weeds. They get everywhere. So that's what we're doing at the end of that one. So the other side, we're going to do the same. And it's up to you how many you put on here. You can have one, you can have none. I might put a little one there as well. So where these come in, where this rope is, if you like, I just put a little cup there so that it looks like it's going through there. Hi everyone, I can see Glenys, I can see Alison, Lynn, Sue, Maureen, Rose, Helen, all of you are there. Hello everybody. Right, have you all had your mystery boxes? Oh, they were a bit good, weren't they? Loving it. Right, so I'll put a little one there. And then I'm going to do my zinger. You see? Sorry. So I'm just going to do these here. Okay. Can you all see that? I'll just show you a bit more. It's a bit messy, but you get the idea. Are you all keeping up? Okay. So we just got this coming down and one that side coming down. So I'm going to ink it in. So stay with me for this because I'm going to do some of it in pink. So let me just, I'm just going to rub it lightly because otherwise you'll see it all through my gel pen. I thought I bought that putty rubber with me, but I don't know what where I've put it. Must be downstairs. Right, so I'm using pink. Previously I used blue on my trial one, but here we go. So we're going over there and we're coming down and down. I'm missing that bit there and I'm coming down there and I'm missing that one because we're doing unders and overs, and that's instead of my vine. And then I'm going round the top like that. Okay, see that? Okay, and then here's my eye. And again, that's coming down, and then it goes behind these loops here, a bit like a lasso, isn't it? So, or spaghetti, winding round the letter I, whichever. Right, so now I'm going to ink this in. Now, gel pen takes a bit longer to dry sometimes, so just be careful when you're going to rub out. Because you might smudge it, so just take your time. And these gel pens are really lovely. I don't know if Sandra does them anymore. I bet she does. I needed to check really, but any gel pen will do. This would be nice done on a black tile with white. Or even, have any of you used bleach when you use bleach on a black tile? That gives a nice effect. So, around there. Did we all watch Susan yesterday? Are we all liking all the different things the teachers are doing? We're all off to Scunthorpe later because we are doing some more teacher training with Sandra to renew our certificates. Don't forget, if you go into a class, make sure your teacher is certified. I know a lot of us need to be certified, but that's a different that's a different thing. But anyway, so yeah, we're all doing continuous professional development. So I'm sure we'll have lots of things to help you. Right, so I'm going to put this one in this side. So it's not too crazy, this, it's not too long. Just go with the flow. I'm going to turn my tile because this is really getting on my nerves now. I like to keep turning, but I didn't want to make you dizzy. So I'm just drawing in this this curtain pole or whatever you want it to be, so that they've got something to hang off. Okay, back again. So twirl round, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to put the bead in. Can you see? And then just ink it in a bit. I'll just zoom in a little bit for you. Can you see that? It's not very tidy, but when I rub it out, it'll be okay. So then I'm coming down and putting a little dimple, doing my bead. Okay. And then we're down to the zinger. Chris, you'll love these. Here we go. Put your little hats on. Although as soon as it's going down, I'm not sure if it's boots, not hats, but still, that's up to us, isn't it? There we go. So the other side. So I'm going to come round there at the end. You see? I'm going to go around and put a little dimple in. Down, dimple, down, dimple, down, dimple, down again, and here's Chris's zinger. I'll put its socks on. Look, a bit crazy they are. Right, I'm going to just zoom back out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So if you're following along, you should have something like that now. I'm just going to get my rubber and take some of these extra lines out. This middle bit should be dry now. Okay. There we go. So I can see where I've missed a line here. It's just floating in midair. So now what I'm going to do is I want to bring, I call these like pearls, but you're going to bring them round and behind and back out down here. So I'm going to start quite large here and I'm going to go round. Now it's not a circle because I've drawn it. If you want circles, use this, and you've got lots of different ones. But this is mine, so I'm just going to come round. And these are not too small, so I'm going to go behind here. I think I'll go through here. Yeah, okay. So a little bit smaller each time, and then they're going to come in here, round. Now a trick is you can go round them a couple of times. They get a more round effect, if you like. It depends how good you are at drawing them. I do them quite a lot, so not as often as Sandra. Hers are always perfect, but still we can. And I'm going to come down here, Luke, and then I'm going to come underneath there and trail off to nothing. Little tail. Okay, how's everybody feeling with that? Okay, just zoom in for you on that a bit. So that was your rosy circles coming round, down. So I just zoomed out too far. Right, okay, so I'm going to come in with colouring now. So as I said before, we've got Sanntangle Red, that's going to be my darkest. I've got Mid Rose and Light Rose. Okay, right. I've got some white, and I have got brown sugar and a peach just in case. So what I'm going to do is, instead of using white underneath these colours, I'm going to use this brown sugar. It's just a little bit less harsh, so I'm just gonna, nothing crazy, just putting a layer down here, in and out. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with the Mid Rose, and the Mid Rose I'm going to use as my darkest at the moment. I'll use the Sanntangle Red later, and I'm just going to swirl some on here. I'm not going on too heavy, Luke, just swirling it round, and I'll pop it in here. Okay, and then I'm going to come down each side. Now I'm not pressing on, you can see I'm just very lightly. It's all about the layers. Okay, so then I'm going to come in with the light, sorry, and I'm just going to smooch that just slightly over where we went with the Mid Rose. I'm just leaving a little white highlight there, and then I'm just going to come down here both sides very lightly, merge them in. You can use whatever colours you like. I just thought the pink would be a change. So I'm going to then bring in my Sanntangle Red, and I'm just going to put a little bit just on the edge there, and just there. You see how that brings it out a little bit? And then I'm just going to come down the very outside of this and the other side. Then I'll come back in with the Mid Rose. Just work it in with the Sanntangle Red, little circles, and I come down the sides, but I'm leaving a white line down the middle, as you can see. Just blending it gently, coming back in with the Light Rose. Just go over that. and then down here. What's everybody up to today? Is the rugby on today? I'll have to have a look. Although I'll be driving up to Scunthorpe, won't I? So I'll miss that if it's on early. Right, okay. So I'm then going to take the white and I'm just going to put a little highlight there. Make sure you haven't got a different colour on the end, or else you could have created something new. Just come down the middle of there. Now this is just the way I do it. You might do it differently. That's fine. I'm going to do the eye. That was what we were doing originally. So I'm going to start again with the eye, and I'm just going to put a bit of colour on the edges again. Go across the top and down. It's nearly lost there in the loop, isn't it? In my spaghetti. Right, let's get this light colour in. And then I'm going to go back with the rose again. And it really is the time you spend on this. I'm only putting like 2 layers on, but because it's small. But you would get a much nicer effect if you put more layers on. You get a really smooth, shiny finish. Right, in with my Sanntangle red. And I'm just going to go across there and down the side, and that just gives that definition to the edge. You can go where it goes under things, you can just put a bit there, because you'd get a bit of darkness there, wouldn't you? So then white again, and I'm just going to go up and down with the white. Now my eye is slightly different because, can anybody remember? I didn't put the brown sugar down first, I just did it. So that's why you've got something slightly different with that one. If you put the brown sugar down first, it smooths a bit better, but still, that was just my choice. I wondered if any of you pick it up. So bubbles now. So the bubbles, I'm going to go like we did this. We've all done bubbles before. They're like pearls, but pink ones. I'm sure well, really pink ones, cerise almost, aren't they? So I'm just going to go round like this, like a big sort of upside down C, and I'll leave a little bit there. You can choose a different side if you want to. Let me zoom it in a little bit for you. Okay, see what I'm doing? Now my pencil I'm holding really loosely. It's not down here and I'm not engraving. I'm just holding it very loosely. And then the further up your pencil you go, the lighter your stroke will be, because you won't be able to press on with it. So, and because these are only small, I haven't put the brown sugar on first. I'm just going round, putting a little hint of colour on each one. Just a smidge. There we go. Then I'm coming in with the mid rose, and I'm just going to blend that together. And again. And each time I'm just coming up a little bit more, Luke. There we go. And this is coming down here. Now you could of course use a different colour down here for your pearls. You could mix it up. I did mine in the same colour, but that's up to you. Endless possibilities with this. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my Sanntangle red, and I'm just going to put a little bit opposite the highlight. So there's your white highlight, and I'm just going to go under there on each one. Just gives it that nice orb effect. Here we go. Hope you're still enjoying these letters we do. If you've got a request for anything, just pop it in the comments and let us know if you want to do something specific, a technique that you want us to incorporate into the letters. We can look at doing that for you. We can try inks and things. This you could do in your fountain pen, that'd be lovely. You could do it in Sandra's fine liners. You could do it with paints if you're really good. And we did try watercolours before, didn't we? So that's something else. So you've got all sorts of possibilities. Adventures out there, as they say. Give it a go. Here we go. So I'm just going over those, putting a bit of the mid pink on. No, the light rose, sorry. Oh, I'm terrible with the names of these pencils. And then I'm going to just burnish it with the white. And that'll just blend it all together. Got too much pink on the end of my pencil, look. Lost my white spot. These little ones don't take much, Luke. Okay, how's it looking? It's quite stunning. So we're going to do the same thing with your beads on the side. So we will start off with the dark rose, mid rose, whichever. Just the same, little smidge round, and if you just keep taking it round and round and round, it'll give it that sense of being a bit of an orb. Now these are tiny, so you don't need much on them. Bit of Sanntangle red right on the edges. Look how that makes it pop up. And then we've got some white just to bring it all together. Okay, now the zingers, we don't need to do it all. I will just put a white bit down one side. Can you see that? And all I'm going to do is take the mid rose, and I'm just going to stroke some, just a hint down that side. And then I will just put the lighter colour, the light rose, just on the edge of it. But I'm not going to do the whole thing like we've done before. Just a little hint on one side and just flick it into that white. Because they're naughty enough, we don't need to encourage them anymore. So here we go, the other side. So in with the mid-rows, scooching around the edge. I don't know if anybody's talking to me today. I can't see any comments. I don't know. I'll catch them later. I think Helen's probably jumped on and she's answering for me wherever they are. So, right, okay. I hope you're all liking this. Yeah, put a bit of white in there. And again, a naughty zinger. So I'll put the white that side. And I'm just going to flick a bit of the pink around here on my naughty zinger. Okay. Hi Sue. Looking forward to seeing you later. Maybe we'll all be drunk in the bar, eh, Susan? Right, here we go. So, we zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole tile. Right, just excuse me while I find a tortillon because mine seems to have run off somewhere. Don't think you've got away with no shading. Here we go. So, with your regular 2B pencil, or you can use your mechanical pencil, okay, we're going to put some shading in because I think it'd be nice to have the contrast. So in these shell leaves, or whatever we want to call them, just going to put, and it's not anything fancy, like just some squiggles in the bottom corner. I'm going to do the same with that one, and as you can see, I've been really delicate and it was really technical. So yeah, just some zigzags up and down there. I'm also going to, you see the pole that we've got? Well, it's a bit flat, so let's put it some graphite on the top there, and at the bottom we're going to leave a space in the middle. Right, not too much graphite today, but it's there. So then with your tortillon, we're going to just smooch little circles. We don't want it to travel too far, just little circles, and then backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. See how it's blending right out there? Let me just show you. There you go. So we do little tiny circles so that we get it moving, and then we just smooch it back and forth so that we leave that nice highlight in the middle. So we're going to do that right along. Circles, bit of a smooch, circles, smooch. Sounds like we're up to something else then, doesn't it? Circles and smooching. Anyway, here we go. I assume you can all hear me okay with my dulcet tones. I know a couple of people have had trouble hearing, but I'm sure that's not a problem with me because I've got a voice like a foghorn. Anyway, here we go, back and forth into here. And just smooth it off, leaving white at the end. And then the other one. So I'm going back and forth in a curve with the leaf or the shell or whatever, petal. So I'm just going up and down, and then I'll just smooch it round, soften the edge, leaving a white edge. Okay, and then I'm going to do same here. up and down, soften the edge. Okay, now because I've just seen this here and I don't like it, I'm just going to put, you see where I was very untidy there, I'm just going to put a bit of graphite under there just to ground this a little bit. Nothing fancy, look. Now just soften that off. Sign your work. And that's it. I hope you liked it. I'll show you what I did originally. This was my one I did in blue. I'll hold it up so you can get a closer look. And that was just with, I think that was with my fountain pen, with one of the Diamine inks in. And then this is today's, Pretty in Pink. And that's it. I hope you're all still enjoying the process. Helen will be with you next week with the letter J. I'm assuming it'll be about 10:30 on Saturday, but she'll confirm that with Chris later. Have a good day, everyone. Teachers, I'm looking forward to seeing you all later. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye.